Hey, what is up, guys? Today we're going to be reviewing a knife, a survival bushcraft hunting style knife from a company called ODENWOLF. Now, this knife, or at least the knife brand, was recommended to me by a viewer who commented on one of my previous videos that I made about the M-Tech Black Rhino. And they said, hey, MTech's pretty good. Also, you should check out ODENWOLF, and they recommended one other brand as well, which I don't remember now. But the ODENWOLF kind of jumped out at me just because I thought the name sounded pretty cool. Obviously, they're having some sort of like Viking kind of thing going on there with the name. So I jumped right onto Amazon. I looked them up. I put in ODENWOLF, and the knives popped up. And right away, just from the way they looked, I was really impressed just by the imagery of the knives on Amazon. And then I saw the price. And this particular knife that I'm going to show you guys today, I got for about 33 US dollars, which if you watch the M-Tech Black Rhino knife, which I think is a really good stout knife, especially for 20 bucks, I said, hey, I'd rather pay, $30 for a knife like this if it came with a decent sheath, if it came with a sheath that was kind of injection molded, something like Kydex, just a little bit more premium features for $10 to $15 more, and I'd be more than happy to do that. Well, that's exactly what we get with the ODENWOLF. Now, they're not apples to apples comparison knives, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit, but this ODENWOLF knife is really, really cool. And if you like, Scandinavian style knives, or if you like Esse's, or if you like um, Mora knives, this is its own knife, but in the vein of those types of knives, this is kind of going to be up your alley, especially for the price. So now I had intended to do an unboxing with this video last week, or with this knife for this video of first impressions, like I like to do, but I did not have an opportunity to do that because I went camping with my family last week, and I really wanted to take this knife with me and try it out while we were camping. However, right from the start, we can still kind of do like an initial impressions. You just just a higher quality product for not that much more money. You get a nice, what feels like a premium sleeve box, and then you open it up, and you're like, wow, this really feels like something special. So if you were wanting to give this knife as a gift to someone, and you wanted them to feel like they were getting something, kind of special and kind of nice for the price, one of these ODENWOLF knives I think would be a really, really nice gift for somebody that's into knives, or somebody that you maybe want to get a decent knife, bushcrafting style hunting knife for their first knife. You get this nice premium box, and then the knife was inside of here. You get this little card holder, and it's got some knife care tips with a QR code. You can take part in a photo contest that they have on Instagram every month. They say they'll choose the best photo. The winner will get a $100 gift card. You can buy like 3 of these knives for $100. It says, be part of the Wolf Pack. You like our products. You want to stay up to date and not miss great promotions and product instructions. Follow us on Instagram. And then one that says, how do you like our new product? So, really making you feel like, you're kind of buying something and you're a part of the family, so to speak, with this company. And that makes you feel good as the end user, as the purchaser, the consumer, that you feel like the company is going a little bit more above and beyond of not only giving you an affordable knife, but a little bit more of a premium feel to it. And then this, which I haven't even opened yet, some sort of soft cleaning cloth if you want to clean your knife, and it's got the little ODENWOLF embossed logo there. So you get all that for like $33. And then I know people get so angry. You got to show the knife right away. Well, I like to talk about how I got to the knife, how I built up to the knife, and why I purchased the knife before I just, start showing it. Because some people enjoy that because they may be looking for the same thing. All right, so this is the knife in its case. All right. Now, like I said, this knife was only about $13 more than the Elk Ridge knife, than the M-Tech knife. And look at the sheath that you get, right? And that sheath has nice retention. Okay, you could actually take this lanyard part off, and you could, attach this to gear, and it stays in there pretty well. So right off the jump, you get a far, far better sheath. What I like about the sheath is that it has a snap and Velcro closure, so you can put this on your belt without having to take your belt off. I love that. I love that about this knife and about that sheath. I can wear a full tang knife and I can throw it on my side. I don't have to take my belt off, which doesn't mess with the rest of my EDC and the way I dress in the morning. And I can put this on as I'm going out the door. All right, so right out the gate, we see cool olive drab color sheath, olive drab color handle, and then here's the knife. Now this is 440C stainless steel blade with a stone wash finish is what I chose. Now I chose the full flat grind. You can get these knives in a Scandi grind if you like that, but for the type of things that I use a knife for, I like to baton, I like to do a little bit of carving, I like to use it for field processing animals. For me, I just prefer like flat grinds, hollow grinds a little bit better. Now they're calling this a 4.6-inch blade. So we've got an overall knife length of 9.5 inches to the back of the lanyard hole there, which I think is just about a perfect size knife, really, when we talk about it. Now, this 440C blade, it's got just a little bit of flex to it, which is okay, right? That, to me, that's okay. This is not some super crazy stout batoning knife. Yes, you certainly could, and I did do a little bit of batoning with this on small finger size stuff. Um, but this is not some big giant beast knife, not even as robust. But I don't mean it in a bad way, because this is a robust little knife, but it's not as uh, beefy and large in the hand as the M-Tech Rhino, which you feel like with the M-Tech Rhino you can maybe beat on a little bit more, but it's also a much bigger knife. This also has a really nice, now I believe they're calling it they're calling the handle material TPE. I guess some sort of polyethylene or something like that. It almost feels like rubber, but you can tell that when this knife gets wet, and it got very wet last week when we were camping because it was raining its absolute tail off. Um, it doesn't lose its grip. Okay. So I just really like this knife. I'm really glad that the viewer recommended this. It's just really comfortable in the hand. There's absolutely no hot spots with that TPE injection molded handle, if that's how they do it. It's full tang. You can see the tang extends all the way through the back of the handle, and you've got a nice lanyard hole there if you want to do that. Now, I love that the heel of the blade does not have a big choil or anything like that cut into it. That way, when I use this for cutting rope or anything else like that, I don't have to worry about that aggressive heel of the blade getting trapped or caught in rope or anything like that. Right. So this is just, to me, kind of like um, a really great all around, good for slicing foods in camp. Like we cut a lot of elk sausage and cheese with this last weekend, and it worked great for that with that flat grind. It was pretty decently sharp out of the box. The 440C stainless is easy to take care of and easy to sharpen, and I hit it with the ceramic rod and put a nice little edge on it. Um, so comfort, feels really, really good in the hand. If you're going to kind of choke up on it for doing your feather sticking, no problems there. Now, one thing I do not like about it, and I don't know why they did it, and it's just utterly pointless to me, is this little almost like sawtooth jimping. Now, if you've watched any of my knife review videos, I've said if you're going to do jimping, you need to do it right. And if you're going to do jimping like this, that is like a little sawback that's going to cut into my thumb, then I don't want you to do jimping at all. That is the only thing that I do not like about this knife, is that tiny little sharp jimping. I mean, yeah, you get good, it bites into your finger, all right, but it's just, to me, they should have just not done it at all. They should have just left that little jimping alone. Maybe you could strike a ferro rod with it. We'll see. I have not done a ferro rod test with this knife yet. I have not done a ferro rod test knife with this knife. So we're going to do that right now. Now, with this kind of satin stone wash finish that they have on it, I believe it's still going to strike a rod, ferro rod, no problem. It's got a nice 90 degree spine there. So let's go ahead and do our ferro rod test for the first time. Oh yeah. Let's try these little jimping. All right, so no problem striking our ferro rod there. I didn't think there would be at all. So, that coating probably just comes right off when you hit the ferro rod, and it did. You can see where it came off a little bit, which is fine. I don't care that the coating comes off when I hit my ferro rod. So, um, you know, knives that you can't strike a ferro rod on, or that don't have a 90 degree spine, they're not a deal breaker for me. But it is nice when your knife that you're going to use as a camping knife, maybe a survival knife, a hunting knife, it is really nice when you can strike a ferro rod with that and you don't have to use the beveled sharp edge of the blade. So, so this is it. This is the ODENWOLF. Now, this particular model here, uh, this is green stonewash finish. I don't even know that they give it, like, they've got some of their other knives they call ODENWOLF Hunter 2. This is just called, I guess this is just the ODENWOLF, because I can't find ODENWOLF W. So, like I said, you can get it in a Scandi grind, and I almost got the Scandi grind in like a satin finish, which looked really cool, really good looking knife. But I went with this one instead. So, and then their Amazon web page is really nicely done. It's really slick. It gives you plenty of information, and it's got a bunch of people on there that look like me, that they're doing woodsy things, and it's like definitely catering, obviously, to a certain type of individual, no doubt there. Um, but I tell you, if you're looking for a really decent little knife that's a decent steel, meaning the steel of the blade, and the price. No pun intended there, but we'll go ahead and we'll go with it. And it's kind of got it's got that Scandinavian kind of knife look to it. It looks like something that you know a Nordic fisherman or Viking would have carried on his side for sure, but with a modern flair with the modern materials. So I'm looking forward to this is going to kind of replace. I've been wearing the Elk Ridge knife on my side. This is going to replace the Elk Ridge as kind of my EDC sheath knife for the foreseeable future, just because I do like it so much. I like the sheath so much. I like the handle so much. I like the look of the knife so much. I like its ruggedness without being too bulky or heavy. I like the easy maintenance of the blade. There's just a lot of things that I really enjoy and I really like about this knife. And if you're a knife person, I think you will too. I think you'll really like these ODENWOLF knives. All the information that you really need about this knife is right there when you go to Amazon and you plug this in, ODENWOLF knives. They'll come right up, tell you everything you need to know, all the different color options, blade options, flat grind, Scandi grind. You can mix and match the handle color with the blade color. So there's some kind of some customization there depending on what you like and what fits your fancy. So, but yeah, there we go. That is the flat grind, full tang, bushcraft, survival hunting knife from ODENWOLF. The only thing that I could see that could possibly maybe be a little fragile on this knife is the tip. If you were going to do, because it is a pretty thin tip, as you can see. I always break knife tips, and it's not like abusing them. Um, I don't abuse my knives. I do use them, and sometimes it just happens. Sometimes it's kind of having a little trouble focusing there for whatever reason, but you can see that it's kind of a very needle point like tip on it. So that I could see that being a little bit of maybe a vulnerable spot in the knife depending on what you do. But I also like how on the back of the sheath you can see you've got a lot of customizable options of how you can carry this knife if you want. You can see that, if you want to strap it to Molly, bungee cords, and you can see there, you take out those two screws on the lanyard part of the sheath, and you can kind of turn that lanyard part different directions. So, you know, gives it that custom feel for not a custom price. So, all right, guys. Well, oh, and there is a little bit of a drainage hole. I don't know if they did it on purpose, but there is a little bit of a water drainage hole in the bottom of the sheath that water would drain out of if you submerged this thing. I don't think it would run out too quickly, but it would run out. So, all right, well, there you go. That's the review of the ODENWOLF Bushcraft knife. This is actually a knife that I used out in the outdoors. I didn't get any video of it because I was with my family, and we were having a great time, and I just didn't do a YouTube video while I was out there. But you'll have to take my word for it. This is a knife that I actually used for 3 days at camp for pretty much everything, cutting peeler crabs like bait, through hard crab shell, cutting food, cutting worms. Everything that I did at camp, I used this knife last week, and it did really, really well. So a knife that um, you know it's not really an initial review, kind of is, but it actually got some good hard work in before I did the initial review video. So, all right, guys, that's all I got on this one. I appreciate you being here. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it informative. And if you're a returning subscriber and viewer, thank you so much for being here. I hope you hit the thumbs up and you comment on the video. It really, really helps. I'd like to keep growing the channel. And if you're just stopping in for the first time, I'd love it if you, at least hit the thumbs up on your way out, or if you feel like subscribing, that would be really awesome too. So, till the next time, I'll see you on the happy hunting grounds. Thank you so much.